Before we begin, thank you very much to... You thought it would be TJ's normal intro, but it was really me, Dio, for joining the Patreon campaign. I don't watch JoJo. All I know is the memes. So thank you very much for letting me participate in the memes. Thank you for everyone pitching into the Patreon campaign. You have no idea how important it is. I am not exaggerating when I say without that, I could not continue to do this. So thank you guys very much for letting the channel continue and letting me keep grinding out daily content for everyone to enjoy. Okay, it's news roundup time, but we just got done with PulseCon, so that's where all the big news dropped, and we already talked about that. So there's really not a whole lot. We're literally picking scraps for news this week. But doesn't mean it's all, like, worthless. Doesn't mean it's all, you know, like, scraps can be tasty, too. So let's talk a little bit more about Legacy United, now that we know a little bit. So a prominent leaker over at TFW 2005 has confirmed that Magmatron, seen in the poster, is Commander class, while Tidal Wave in the poster is Titan class. I am elated. I am elated. I am eating well. Alright, so let us discuss this. So, according to the leaks, Magmatron will be our first Predacon commander, while Tidal Wave will be your first Armada Titan. Of note, while Tidal Wave appears on the poster as cartoon, we predict multiple deco versions will be happening. That's a pretty obvious call. Like I said in my previous video, I'm expecting Tidal Wave to be in his toy colors. In his toy colors as like a Generation Selects release. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Energon got skipped completely. I don't know of a Titan that's ever been repainted 3 times. I think, because I can't even remember, I don't think Titan's Return Fortress Maximus was ever done as Brave Maximus. Could be wrong. It's hard to get... I can't keep track of every repaint. But let's actually hear. Okay, so from the leaker on Magmatron, all I've been told is the figure contains multiple components and is considered a triple changer. So I'm going to assume only beast modes, 1 robot mode, and the weird centaur mode will be included. That's essentially everything that Magmatron does. This is actually like... This is written almost under the... as if there was an impression that Magmatron might have individual robot modes for his 3 dinos, but that's really reaching. That's never anything he's ever had, and that'd be incredibly complicated to pull off. So, especially like the... It's not a Pteranodon. I can't remember exact animal it is, but like there's literally nothing to work with on the Pteranodon for a robot mode. It's just wings and enough bulk to create the head. So I'm not surprised that it is just that, but the fact that it actually has like the mutated triple like beast mode, that's actually cool. I'm glad they're going to work that one in. And then on Tidal Wave, Galvatron is going to be out around the same time as Tidal Wave. Okay, so they made sure that they were both on the market. Hopefully Hasbro can adjust the joints properly before release. See, same concern I had about how weak the arm joints are to hold up that much bulk. At least for that version of the mold. Parts of figures should be able to break off of Tidal Wave and combine with Galvatron/Megatron, from what I've been told. The entire figure isn't going to break down to combine with Megatron. Yeah, even if it was a leader class toy, and we discussed this in that video too. It's just, he's parts with all the mechanics in there for the elbows and joints and all that. It would just be way too heavy. It'd be way too heavy for that leader toy to hold up, even if Tidal Wave was just a leader class toy. So this is really the only way to do it. This way he's got enough bulk that you can just have parts come off that are hollow and still represent Megatron's combined mode. So I think everyone wins. I think everyone wins here. Yeah, and then we're still wondering who the Studio Series Commander is going to be. But that's the confirmation on these two. So we got Commander class Magmatron, which is an incredible pull. It's incredible to me that a Japanese-only character who only ever appeared briefly in American comics and only one time on an American shelf, during Beast Machines of all things, is actually getting a Commander class toy. That's pretty cool. And then yeah, like I said, I think Titan's the only proper way to do Tidal Wave. So there we go. Be on the lookout for it, and I am really looking forward to seeing what Tidal Wave looks like. All right, but they mentioned Studio Series in that post, so to continue off of that, we do have confirmation For all Studio Series fans asking about new reveals, I promise they're coming. Hall of Fame took up our Space Bridge time, so we couldn't fit them in yesterday at PulseCon 2023. It was kind of weird that Studio Series made no appearance at PulseCon whatsoever. I don't see how the Hall of Fame would have taken up that. Well, kind of, I guess. Alright, so, okay, fair enough. It makes sense that Hasbro would want to spread out their announcements and not drop everything all at once, because then they got nothing to keep you interested for the next few months. Keep an eye out for the end of October for the reveal of the first wave of 2024. So, Studio Series March is on, and we only have like about a month to wait before we're going to get to see what the next wave of Studio Series is. Kind of interesting. And then even more new stuff before then, too. So apparently they got a few surprises to drop on us in the next month, too. Alright, so we'll be on the lookout. And I do notice the hashtags down here. Autobot, Decepticon, Predacon, Pablo. Meaning, okay, so that essentially confirms that we're going to see Studio Series Scorponok and Wheeljack. Which, about time. Alright. But what we do have for Studio Series is the next Voyager class toy, which is Scrapheap, another retool of Rekdar. Now, on one hand, it doesn't surprise me that we're getting another, vintage Junkion. It's just, that's just how Junkions work. You need like hordes of them. I'm kind of surprised considering that. Considering that the previous one, I want Junkheap and Scrapheap. I can't remember if that's how they work the names. But regardless, the last one like shelf warmed. The last one went to like clearance liquidation outlets for like $10 a pop. I know that's how I got mine. So it will be cool to have like 3 full sets of like the classic styled Junkions, on top of all the crazy Junkions we're getting in Legacy Evolution. So it's a nice little it's nice to continue. It's a nice little continuation. But it's nothing too exciting or thrilling. The head sculpt's nice. Like tiny little squared off bike for a head. Did you transform it? You didn't transform it. Why didn't you transform it? Did you not know how to transform a toy? It's been released twice already. Alright, moving on. Another leak in the white space void. Let's take a look at Chase in hand. And Chase still looking really, really smooth. Really, really clean robot. I am really happy with how this toy came out. It's a lot of love put into a rescue bot. Though, of course, as we did yesterday, we are speculating retooling. And that's probably going to explain a lot of some of the oddball stuff, like the extra kibble and everything. But no, look, he's got a little bit of back wing, and that's it. Everything else is just, like, smooth as silk on this toy, and it's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, really, really enjoying it. You didn't show the vehicle mode either. What's wrong with you leakers? Show the vehicle. You're leaving us without seeing half the toy. That's not fair at all. But no, it's really cool. It's a really cool looking figure. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to whatever gets retooled into. But like just as a general figure, he looks like he's gonna be really, really nice. And then yeah, as you saw, same person had Windblade in hand, so we got in hand shots of Windblade. Windblade, I do really like the fact that she's got some bulk to her now. The Cyberverse design was the right call, and yeah, I do just really, really like how she's turned out. She does still seem to have a lot. So say you can transform it. Very good. Very good. She does still seem to have some of the traditional elements of her standard transformation, which is a little bit disappointing. I still want to see some new take on how to transform her, but she is definitely looking a lot more solid than she usually does. Typically, there's a gap in the back because of her thin legs coming together. This one is not going to have that issue. No, she looks really, really nice. Really nice. Okay, and I like that there is actual transformation element to her nose cone. So it's not just like fold it back and it's a big block hanging off her backpack. Nope, actually folds up a little bit. Really, really looking forward to this. Alright, now, There's a behind the scenes on Armada Powerlinks hotshot. This was already in stock at Hasbro Pulse last time I checked, so people should be getting it in hand soon. It's already been released in Canada, where it was just, I think, a store exclusive, not Pulse exclusive. So people already have this in hand, but we're gonna do a little bit of a little bit of detailing here. So hotshot has a grizzled look. The inspiration is all about episode 45 in Transformers Armada. Okay, so serious mode hotshot. Blast effects are reissues, but the color of them really stand out for the rest of the releases. So, okay, so the blast effects are reused, no surprise. You know, and yeah, they did a good, yeah, and they're really happy with how Jolt came out. The propeller spins well. Not able to get the color break in the oranges, but at least the illustration on the front of the package has it. Okay, okay. Yeah, so not a whole lot of new stuff. I mean, the only, like, really new stuff here is just, like, the interaction with the weapons. Jolt can link onto one of the big cannons to carry around. Also, what the head sculpts kind of look like. So, I'm not, it's weird. Like, this is such a more defined head sculpt on the left with the grimace that I think I would have preferred, and then it's just kind of like muddied details, like just like a big lipped mouth. Maybe in hand this is going to look a little bit cleaner, but it's kind of odd. It's kind of odd looking at it from here. Oh well. I mean, it's still a cool redeco, and I'm glad they changed the head sculpt a little bit just to give it a little bit more serious, because that's how the original one went. All right. So we're going to enter the Yolopark section of the news roundup this week. I am not doing this as like a thing because yes, Yolopark has obviously been a good friend of the channel, but they just happen to be the company that dumped a lot of stuff at the same time as PulseCon. So first off, they did show the prototypes for a lot of their upcoming AMK figures. So we'll get back to it. But we got Soundwave from the Bumblebee movie on the way, which is nice that they are expanding beyond just the Bumblebee movie. Or just beyond the Rise of the Beast. But speaking of, there is what Scourge looks like. It's really freaking menacing looking. A lot of details sculpted in. There's our Rhinox. Yep, looking about as good as that mold can. I'm curious how the colors are going to come out, because Yolopark throws a lot more color into it than Hasbro's budgeted releases. There's Cheetor. Not the most flattering pose for Cheetor. Looks like his shoulder guards are off, but it's, you know, nice to see that the production is on the way for him. And then, yes, the boy. So it's interesting to note that, like, this, you know, the Rise of the Beast figures are AMK series, which means that they are, like, similar to the ones I reviewed already. But Soundwave, as well as Mirage, are AMK Pro, which means they're a little bit taller, and they're a little bit more involved with a lot more parts. So this is actually kind of curious. It's curious that they would put Mirage, that they would actually make Mirage a little bit too big to match with the rest of the cast. But then again, they also wanted to go extra on Mirage because he's like the character of the movie. So he's going to be oddly out of proportion, which is odd. So, like, you know, he's going to be like just shorter than Scourge, and he's going to be the same height as Rhinox, taller than Cheetor. So he might still be close, but you know, Mirage is kind of a smaller bot in the movie, so I don't know. But no, he looks fantastic. Like, I don't care about scale so much in this case, because I'm probably not getting the whole wave unless Yolopark wants to be super nice. But no, like, this is just super cool. I love how it came out. It looks spot on. Really kind of looking forward to this. Like, this one I would get regardless. This one I would just buy. Just because I love that Mirage. And that's a really, really nice depiction of it. But that's not all. Speaking of, we have the AMK Pro Series, Optimus Prime and Megatron showed off. So these are some of the first clear shots of Optimus Prime, as well as the box for Megatron. I love the art here. I mean, it looks very much like the cartoon. The art is messed up on the fusion cannon. Why is it gray? It should be black. Just saying. Oh well. I mean the toys. It's gray on the toy. It's correct on the toy. How'd the artist get it wrong? But no, here you can see, like, it's a nice box. You know, it's a nice box. There is how an AMK kit comes. if you've never opened one before. It's basically just like the last stage of a model assembly, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, you're basically what you're getting is a fully painted, fully detailed and accessoried high articulation figure. You're just putting the finishing touches on it. So you're still involved in the building process, but all the really cool stuff is already, well, all the really like fiddly stuff is already done for you. And there's a load of the accessories. You can already see here, keyed vector sigma, damaged chest plate, alternate faces, and then here you got the display base, a loose Decepticon badge, which is interesting, the blade from the movie, the gun that killed Optimus Prime, an alternate, well, actually just the back cannon, and then the Energon mace. So, like, literally all of the most classic elements of Megatron all represented here very, very nicely. And yeah, it just looks good. It looks good. They fixed the head sculpts, so, like, that comes out really, really nice now. It's just a beautiful rendition of G1 Megatron. Really is. And yeah, this is our first nice look at Optimus. Optimus looks like he's coming along really, really well, too. Yeah, Yolopark just does really, really cool things, y'all. I don't know if you've noticed this from my previous videos, but they make some really, really cool stuff. You know, like the ape we just reviewed. So, I needed to get that video done in time for this. The official pre-order window launched for the Rise of the Beast IES Optimus Primal. Okay, yep, 62 centimeter tall. You know, I gave you everything. I gave you everything. But price on this is $1,400 and a $200 deposit just to put down a pre-order for it. And then if you want the deluxe version that's limited to 500 pieces and comes with a display base, then you're talking $2,200. This is not small stuff. This is high-end. This is incredibly high-end stuff. And, you know, here's all the official images from Yolopark. If you want to see how, you know, they professionally photographed it. Yeah, see, like, there's a much nicer roaring pose than what I got. But no, it's just really incredible how much detail, paint, sculpting, everything was worked into this. The only thing is that the display base is not pictured yet, so I do not think the display is done. No, so yeah, if I look at this, yeah, jungle base, so trees, stone, expect trees and stones essentially. So no, $1,400. That's how much that thing was I reviewed. Oh, and speaking of, it made the front page of TFW 2005 because it was the first video to show off literally everything the toy did. There was a couple videos floating around just looking at details. I think one video that showed off the misting effect and the lights, but I was the first one to demonstrate the removable panels, the level of articulation, you know, a lot of the smaller features of the toy, the swappable components. So yeah, I get to be on the front page, which is super cool to actually literally make news. I've never been able to actually be the first one on the block to actually talk about and show off a toy before. So, luckily it was a quiet news day, or else I don't think this would have made the front page. So, thank you, TFW. Thank you. I do appreciate it. And we're going to finish off with another, like, just random paste. This isn't anything official, but YouTube user 87render, who produced that incredible Starscream OVA video, is now back with an RC video. And the RC video has a lot of fun elements to it. They did a fantastic job on this, as they did the Starscream video. There's a lot of references to some classic anime in there, so if you're like an old school weeb, then you can keep a lookout on a whole bunch of different references. I spotted quite a few myself, but I will let you discover them for yourself. And that's going to do it for the news roundup, coming in around 20 minutes as usual, even on a quiet news week. So, thank you everyone for watching. Hope you are now caught up on all your news in the world of Transformers. And I will see you next time.
I'm like, I think you guys got this. I will back away, and I will see you all later.
You've got this handled.
Alafi's like, really? You're not gonna help me? Like, it's fine now.
It's like these disgusting creatures breathing down my neck, and you're all just like, I believe in you. You got this.
All right, you seem to have this. 5 minutes.